four. There's only
No.
four channels. Oh, what's it called?
Admin, AD, no, without, all lowercase. Lady, how you getting on there? Yeah, you got some.
Is this the, is this the underscore track as well?
I would say underscore up there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
sit upon the throne and behold us all. Look into the book of life and you will see that he rules us all. That he rules us all.
what's happened to Estelle? Few birds of them, but in the cupboard at the back. What happened to Estelle? Did she? All right. got Frank Guy coming in, I hope, Damien, who is, I hope he's not one of the people who's got beef with ISIS, but he's doing some spoken word. He does the All Saints Road Good Old Days Facebook group. And
3 minutes before.
yeah.
Thank you, Damien.
Alright, let me. So got me first song up.
What All Saints Road?
No, he runs a Facebook group, All Saints Road Good Old Days.
Right.
And he is promoting a spoken word event at the Shack, either tonight or tomorrow night. So he might be a source of new spoken word peeps.
Okay. Well, our first phase license application has gone through, so we can start talking about programming.
Great.
Right.
David's hurrying back from his
Maybe let them know in the group chat.
honeymoon. It's been.
But did you watch the other one, Amy?
Not the documentary.
No? Ah, that was very good.
You didn't see the documentary? I couldn't believe it.
I mean, I probably will watch it. It must be on Netflix.
Did you see the Bob Marley? Friend went and they told me that the person that played him, they picked like, he was too mild for the role, like he wasn't like shacking out like Bob Marley did on stage. I hope the Amy character like performed like her, because I want it to be real, like.
She's pretty good. Sorry, hello, one thing you're going to have to think about, because I'm playing the other day, when I'm playing big track as well.
So what track is it?
Yeah, the track where I'm playing out. No, just bring it up. So I'll deal with getting the underscore out.
Alright. press play, not record, right?
You press play.
Yeah, okay.
Great. Should we just start? Do you want to do a mic test?
1, 2. Hello, Faye. How are you doing? My name is Piers. I didn't have any breakfast because I was. Green is yours. Oh, that is green. Yeah, you're the green, Mike. It's possible. Is it very loud?
Can you speak on this, please? I was just saying, it's the game. I think, yeah.
Game might be
Hello,
right.
hello, yeah. That's fine.
I can't tell whether they're supposed to be in or out. I recorded something this morning.
Can you say something, please?
Yeah, 1, 2. How you doing? You seem to be kind of relatively decent sound. What I don't quite understand is why I'm so much. Even though I'm on the green now, I know it's pretty much the same. Right, over to you, Faye.
Right, cool. Let's get on with it.
Right, let me know when to press the button.
Yeah. Let me get a thing. All right. Okay.
Right, 1, 2. Hello, how are we doing? Let's get on with it. If you hit the DVD. It's quite difficult to get it to, you have to really press it.
Which mic am I using, please?
That won't go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to the Portobello Radio Show. We're not just one man down today, we're 2 men down. We've got no Oasis, we've got no Greg, but we do have Faye. Hello, Faye. Thank you for stepping up. We've got me on the underscore, and today I will be mainly playing some of these deconstructed stems I found on YouTube, which I found absolutely gripping. And for most of the show, we'll have stems from Staying Alive by the Bee Gees playing in the background. But we started the last show with Satana Sangana by Loretta Hayward, and we had a long conversation about where it came from. It was the Abyssinians, and here it is. Sit upon the throne and you just Look into the book of life and you will see that he's the sun. That he's the sun. That was the Abyssinians, Santa Massagana, and in the background you can hear some of the stems from Staying Alive by the Bee Gees, My New Obsession. Welcome, Moses. You're nice to get here.
Hear anything?
Well, just talk to us again.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. I don't know.
A lot of people through the sound check, but anyway.
Yes, but for some reason my headphones are not working very well.
Alright, well let's not worry about that for a second, because we've got a big show coming up. We've got people coming from the playground, I hope we've got people coming from the shack, but right in front of us we have Ethan Cohen, and Ethan, as you probably remember, runs the silent walks. Would that be fair? I mean, so around here for a silent walk it's a listening walk, isn't it?
Listening walks, yeah. Yeah, so actually I did one a couple of weeks ago which had a different kind of spin. So I asked people who I knew would be coming in advance to prepare a sound that they wanted to make along the way.
Wow.
So it was a silent walk, but you had the opportunity
To make a noise.
so most people went for something verbal, but someone else actually whistled, and then someone else joined in and whistled as well. And the idea there was that it was, what most people would say was like a monologue, because no one was saying anything in response, but because there was this accepting silence from the other people on the walk, and that accepting silence, can sometimes, and a silence can say a lot, that the power of that silence could transform a monologue into a dialogue.
And was this one of your walks along the canal?
It was, yeah. So we started by Alperton Station.
Wow.
Yeah, and then we walked
to the name?
Yeah, and then we walked over to the canal and walked to, we exited at Park Royal, and we walked very slowly from there to the Levant Cafe. I don't know if you know, it's an amazing cafe.
Is that the one? That's not the one on the canal, obviously. That's
It's not on the canal, no, that's based
the one in the industrial
No, so
estate.
Levant isn't exactly an industrial estate, and they have probably the best baklava I've ever had. And we, after the walk, just sat and talked about what we're listening to, and kind of met each other properly, and got fat and delicious baklava.
Right. I've been on one of your listening walks down the canal, and also, of course, you ran the listening walk that was part of the Sounds of Latimer last summer during Kensington Chelsea Art Week. But you are actually here because you're making a noise now. Here's to tell us about Speech Muse Iteration 2.
Yeah, so Speech Muse is a new event series that we've started here at the Muse Gallery, and it's a chance for speech music to really come alive. So we invite people who work kind of at the intersection of speech music, so poets, rappers. We've actually got an opera singer this time. Various people who are working at this intersection of speech and music. And last time, if I may say so myself, was amazing. We had a duet from the cellist Uta Kangisa and the poet Zara Jo Miller, and that was followed by another amazing duet, surprise, surprise, by Theodore Laird, who also known as Theo, who is actually supporting Tirza at the Roundhouse soon, and Kais Williams, who runs a wonderful free improvisation night at Avalon Cafe called Grain, which I can't recommend enough. And anyway, the next one, episode 2, will be on May the 8th, which is a Wednesday, and we will have performances from Anastasia Fregan.
Who's she?
So she has kind of developed her own kind of nonsensical language, and she uses movement and improvisation and her own recordings that she plays through a sampler, and she also uses a loop pedal as well, and I mean it's really hard to, I can't really do it justice by describing it, so you should really come and see it for yourself, listen to it for yourself.
She's joined by?
So she's playing solo, and then we also have Vat Travis, who does something kind of similar in that they've also developed their own language, but they also maybe do some more, if we can say, more conventional music, singer-songwriter work. And then we have a duet from the legendary Steve Beresford and Laurie Lixenberg. So Steve Beresford is one of the people, the giants who brought the free improvisation scene from the US to the UK in the 70s, and has been very important, an active member of that scene ever since. And Laurie Lixenberg has been doing the most amazing, weird, wonderful work with opera and all kinds of sort of experimental vocal art. She has written an opera. She founded a political party that you can't join. That it's called the Voice Party. It's a party that you can't join. It joins you. That actually ran in the 2015 general election. And yeah, again, I mean the truth of all of these people, you have to really, I can't really do them justice by trying to describe them in a few sentences.
Who invented speech music? I mean, is it a thing? Did you invent it, or did it come out of New York in the 60s?
No, it's not really something that I want to say there's one thing that has been invented. I mean, I've borrowed the term from an album called American Crosstalk, American Speech Music, which is a compilation put together by the artists Keith and Mendy Obadike. So they have a couple of tracks on there themselves, but they have many artists on that album, and I can't recommend it enough. It really inspired me, and it kind of sent me down this rabbit hole of speech music, and it's very dynamic, and it isn't, I think a lot of people assume that speech music just kind of means maybe it's basically just words plus music. But I really, I think it can be, that can be great, but it can also be a lot richer and deeper than just that.
Would scat be speech music?
Of course. I mean, actually, what I tried to say in the, I don't know if the message came across, but in the last event, when I gave a short sort of welcome speech, and I said that there are some traditions and genres and styles where I think this feeling of speech music, which kind of brings the sonic dimension of language to life, will really come through very clearly, like in rap music, in scat, in bard music as well. If speech music is essentially some combination of words and music, then that's also any song, right? But then I want to be a bit more specific than that. And I told the story that I was walking down Scrubs Lane one afternoon, and I was listening to this album, Crosstalk American Speech Music, and I was approaching One with Scrubs, and as the sun sets and birds get very, very loud, and
particularly in the Scrubs, you've got the parakeets.
Exactly.
Like nutters.
So they're very loud, and they're not just loud, but there's this quite kind of aggressive, territorial feeling to that.
They go home to roost.
Right. And I was listening to this, having just listened to this album, and I took my headphones off, and I was listening to the parakeets, and I realised that it felt kind of, it had this feeling, this character of like, this conversational character, right? Almost as if you were at a big family dinner party or something, right? And I kind of felt like, well, who's to say this isn't speech music, right? Just listen to the birds in One with Scrubs. So what I'm trying to say is that speech music isn't really, scat and bard music and so on and so on. Speech music maybe is as much as the styles and genres that have defined it. It's a way of listening to language that renders audible the inadequacy, the mystery, the strangeness. It's about bringing the strangeness of language, bringing language to life through its sonic dimension and its signifying power.
Wow. Well, we can't wait.
It's interesting that you mentioned this because I was just mentioning Poppy Seed, who's a fantastic artist. She was in my show, another show in
The show South of the River.
My other show, South of the River in March, and she talks about sing-speak, which she coined quite a number of years ago. And so her poetry, she recites it, but she does it to music. So it's interesting that you mention this because I can see the parallels in what you're talking about. There's a lot of artists out there who don't put themselves in the category of a singer or a spoken word artist or a poet, but they actually use words and there's music involved. So it's quite interesting.
Great, yeah. I guess it's about that tradition also sort of transcending it as well, because I don't know.
Well, I suppose if you think about scat, I mean, what they're saying doesn't make any sense. Even what's his name? The guy you saw a few times, War. What's his name?
I'm not sure.
Jim Brown. How can I forget his name?
James Brown.
James Brown.
That one, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of his commands to the band, he turn around and goes rap or whatever, and it didn't make any sense, but somehow it made sense. So it's interesting again that you talk about bird sounds and things that we might not actually decipher as a particular language, but somehow it is a language in its own right.
No, I mean, in sort of day-to-day life, we think of language as something that, with good reason, that we use to convey really quite straightforward. We want to be, straightforward messages that want to be concise and clear.
But you're essentialising it to just a form of communication. It's like somebody was telling me that their child couldn't speak in what we'd call like English and made up her own words. And that's a form, many people, your kids sometimes they do that when they're like toddlers, they just don't speak English as we know it, they create their own language, but their parents understand them, and the family understands them, but maybe nobody else would. So it's always another form of communication.
Quite often the family kind of retains two or three of those words, and they become kind of part of the
parlance. Yeah, exactly,
Yeah. So I think with these events we're trying to sort of open up a different time space where we can sort of facilitate a different listening experience that is
so we could technically have a bunch of toddlers speaking their own language.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I love that.
Someone would have to be
A translator, an interpreter.
No, DBS checks. Ethan, thank you so much. It's on Wednesday, May the 8th. You're here to have a meeting in Damien, no doubt, join the queue. Where do you get the tickets? Are they on Eventbrite?
So you can get them, yes, on Eventbrite, but you can find the Eventbrite link at muse-ic.earth. Muse as in gallery-ic, like music.earth. And then you can also find the link at my Instagram bio, and my Instagram handle is at ETCO1. And that's the letter O, not the number, ETCO1. And yeah, we'd like to see you there.
Great. We got very, very good reviews from the last one, so wishing you all the best for this one.
Cheers.
I don't know why, but you reminded me of the big fans of the Native Sport Festival here, and we had not this year, but the year before, we had a lot of hallucination, which is a First Nation from Canada. So here's Burnley Village.
Today by the film industry, excuse me, and on television in movie reruns, and also with recent happenings at Wounded Knee.
We're taking the land which is rightfully ours. Years from now, my people will be forced to live in mobile homes and reservations. Your people will wear cardigans
everything's being ruined. They don't care about people living on that land.
Well, a religious disaster, it's something, it's like genocide is one thing for Indian people. So
Hundreds of indigenous women murdered or missing in Canada. A haunting national disgrace with no solution in sight.
How long has there been no water where you live?
For years. And all the spring water, they're dried out.
Sometimes they have to kill us. They have to kill us. Because they can't break our spirit.
That is Hallucination, Burn Your Village, and Speech Muse. Speech Music is on here at the Muse on the 8th of May, which is a Wednesday. So we've got some guests turning up. We have, coming from the Playground Theatre, we have Mukul Ahmed, who's coming with one of the actors from Agate, which is the true story of the woman who became Rwanda's head of state for less than a day. And it is set during the period of the 1994 genocide. And
which the anniversary just came up, didn't it?
Yeah, 30 years. So we're going to hear more about that.
It's unbelievable to think it's 30 years since that happened, actually. And it's interesting because of the genocide going on right now in Gaza. And at the time, you know, when you think about it, there were people who were denying that there was a genocide going on in Rwanda. Obviously, hundreds of thousands died before they were able to actually intervene.
Everyone denies the genocide. It's standard practice.
And now, you know, we're in the same situation. It's going to be interesting when people look back and see that we allowed this to happen again. And it keeps, you know, it's like a horrible aspect of human history. We just keep allowing these things to happen, and then we turn around and say, oh, but yeah, actually it was a genocide.
Yeah, and, you know, in further bad news, the tensions are rising on the Serbian-Kosovo border. So, you know, that may be another one we've got to look forward to.
Not again. That was a horrible situation, a really awful part of human history.
Which may be coming round again, you know. It's like fashion. These things come round again.
Genocide's like fashion, Piers. Is that what we're trying to say now, man?
Yeah, kind of. Anyway, Mukul Ahmed is coming in with one of his actors, and they're going to talk about the show. We also have Frank Guy coming in, I hope. Some of you may know Frank Guy. Sorry, let me just get onto my underscore because
your underscore is becoming a bit of an overscore at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not as good at this as
no, you're clearly not,
as old Gregsy is. But then he doesn't talk as much as I do.
Yeah, you don't stop, do you?
We also have Frank Guy coming in. Some of you may know Frank. He is the guy who runs the All Saints Road, the Good Old Days Facebook group, where they celebrate the glory days of the front line. He's coming in because they've got an event tonight, I think, at the Portobello Shack, which is a spoken word event. And the big news is we have got 2 premium packages to give away to Back to Black, the Amy Winehouse biopic, which is on at the Gate Cinema. We're going to pose a question in about 10 minutes, and the first one to answer the question correctly, and it's not going to be too difficult a question, we'll get 2 premium packages, which involves not only tickets, but you get a snack, you get popcorn, and you get an alcoholic drink. So, you know, Portobello Radio is the place to come now for prizes. We'll be giving away a set of ski glasses in the next couple of weeks, and the possibility to win a ski trip next winter. So, yeah, we're going.
Can we please have a trip that's hot? I mean, please, Portobello Radio. Would love to give away a lovely trip to a hot place somewhere in the Caribbean or Africa because, you know, cold places, skiing, but some of us hate snow. So come on, people out there, you've got packages. Give us a hot package to give away.
We're talking to you, the Trinidad Tourist Board.
Yes, and the Tobago Tourist Board. I mean, there's a wonderful, the 3rd ever carnival happening in Tobago in October. That our own Pan Diva was instrumental in supporting the development of. And so we'd love a package for that. And of course, the package could include the Portobello Radio host, who would go down and broadcast live from Tobago, I think, Piers.
Yeah, and
I think we wouldn't object to that, would we?
We wouldn't. And we've got loads of news for you about what Portobello Radio will be hosting during June. But anyway, here is the title track from the Amy Winehouse movie, Back to Black. Yeah, that is the absolutely fabulous Amy Winehouse, and that is the title track of her album, Back to Black, the one she made with Mark Ronson, and is also the name of the movie. In a minute, we're going to pose the question that will allow you to win these 2 premium packages, courtesy of The Gate. We'd like to thank The Gate Cinema for their generosity in giving us these 2 tickets. But I'd quickly give you a review, because I wouldn't normally do this, but I am slightly disturbed by the incredibly negative press around the movie and the trolling that seems to be going on. It got a couple of good reviews. The Guardian gave it a very good review. The Standard ripped it to shreds. It's not, that documentary that was made by not Asif Kapoor, but Asif Kapadia, it's different from that. That was really dwelling on the dark side. Mitch, the dad, who's played in this movie by my old mate Eddie Marsan, was painted as a real bad guy. What this movie does, you get a kind of romp through her early days, and then it concentrates on her relationship.
Have you actually seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, Portobello Radio was, of course, invited to the premiere on Monday night. So, and anyone out there who needs a good review, do invite us to the premiere. We'll give you one. Marissa I've lost her name here. Marissa Abella, who was in Industry, a show I found really distasteful. Anyway, she is fabulous as Amy. She plays. She ups the positive about it. You do see her descent into it's drink more than drugs, but it's a really uplifting film that reminds you of how fantastic Amy was, what a brilliant voice she had, and I have to give Marissa her due. She actually sings most of the songs, all the songs in the album. Jack O'Connell is great as Blake Civil Fielder, who turns out not to be quite such a bad guy. He just took a few drugs, and when she started, that didn't help her at all. I would urge you to go and see it. It's 2 hours of joy, and you will go running back at the end of the movie to listen to Amy over and over again. So, if you want to win 2 premium packages to Amy Winehouse biopic, Back to Black, at the Gate Cinema, we had Jordan Stone on about a month ago talking about the history of the Gate Cinema and how Diane Keaton and Woody Allen in Annie Hall kind of put it on the map back in the 70s. It's still a fantastic cinema. You need to answer this one question. Amy Winehouse is popularly connected with a London borough. Is that London borough A, the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea? Is it B, the borough of Wandsworth? Or is it C, the borough of Camden? Right, so is it A, the Royal Borough of Kensington and Chelsea, B, Wandsworth, or C, Camden? And the first person to text us with the correct answer to our WhatsApp, which, as you all know, is 07822 002 955, will walk away with that fantastic package of tickets to the movie with popcorn, with everything you could possibly want for a great night out. Anyway, on with the show, and here is a record I picked up from the original Gravity show that was on last week on Portobello Radio. Original Gravity is Neil Anderson. He has a record label. He plays 80% of the instruments on everything that comes out on Original Gravity. And here he is working with Nestor Alvarez on Kinky Afro-Cuban.
she's dirty, and I don't have a decent bone in me. Lo che ves es lo que hay. I see so I take a free, and all the bad piece ugly things I feel. I never help, I give it to the needy. Come on and see me. Yippee, yippee, ay, ay, yeah. Hoy tuve que justificar al humano, and I don't need what you gotta say, but come on and say yeah. Ven y dímelo a la cara. Dímelo, ven dímelo a la cara. Dímelo, ven dímelo a la cara. Dímelo, ven dímelo a la cara. Dímelo. I said, Pappy, you shout. You run around and groove like a baby. You're only here just out of habit. Oh, this man, you might as well have it. You take 10 feet back and then stop it. Spread and target. So sack out me, can't stand the need. I still got the mouse, every book that's like okay. Yippee, yippee, ay, ay, yeah. Hoy tuve que crucificar a ay. Y lo que dices no entiende nadie. Así que dímelo a la cara, ven y dímelo. Dímelo, ven dímelo a la cara. Dímelo, ven dímelo a la cara. Dímelo, ven dímelo a la cara. Dímelo. Sack all you need, can't stand the need. Come around here and you pull export your feet. Yippee, yippee, ay, ay, yeah. Hoy tuve que crucificar al humano, and I don't need what you gotta say, so go on and say it. Yippee, yippee, ay, ay, yeah. I had to crucify some brother today, and I don't hear what you gotta say, so come on and say it. Oh, come on, tell me twice. Dímelo, ven dímelo a la cara. Dímelo, ven dímelo a la cara. Dímelo, ven dímelo a la cara. Dímelo.
Yeah, that is Nestor Alvarez, Kinky Afro Cuban, and you can get that on Original Gravity Records. Some guests are beginning to gather in the studio, so I think we might have a quick crack at the what's coming up in the next few weeks. And the Muse is a busy place. As you know, every week we broadcast from the Muse Gallery, and we're in the middle of a show which is by Anna Marie Jendrovsky. I hope I've got that right. I'm reading it backwards off the window. We look out on the Portobello Road, and she has got these rather gorgeous, dark, moody kind of landscapes. They're little snippets from I don't know how she does them, but they're very photographic. They're kind of snippets from the canopy of forests. I don't quite know what you're saying to me there, Isis, but that's one of the things that's on here. That's on here till next weekend, till next Sunday, the 21st. G-Class, RJD, the enigmatic Deech, and someone called Lels, they are launching their EP here next Friday, and hopefully we'll get them on the show before they do that. And that's G-Class's EP launch, and that is coming from here, the Muse, next Friday between 7 and 11, the 19th. We have The Day of Reckoning, which is coming from, is it from Muse Film or the Atrophy Theatre? And that is here on Wednesday, the 15th of May. It's between 7:30 and 9. And that is that, Damien, is that a play or is that a play reading?
It's a play.
The Atrophy. That's a reading of a new play by Tanya. That looks quite political. And that is here on May the 15th. Obviously, we're in Purda. We can't do anything political while the mayoral elections are coming up. Next Wednesday, there is a video cafe, another video cafe from Portobello Film Festival. It's the 4th iteration. And the highlight of that is a director presenting his movie. It's Julian Temple from just round the corner.
Did you do this?
I haven't done it. I'm still on Julian Temple. Video Cafe number 4, Ibiza, the silent movie. It's something that Julian's very well-known documentary maker, and he has made documentaries about Detroit, about the Sex Pistols, about Dr. Feelgood. This one, his city films were very famous. He did Rio, I think. He definitely did London. Anyway, this is a 90-minute kind of silent movie with music by Fatboy Slim. It was launched actually at Glastonbury. I was up there at the time. It was launched at Cineramageddon at Glastonbury with a silent disco, and we got more news about silent disco coming up. Anyway, that is on here next Thursday, the 18th at 7:30. It's free entry. Julian will introduce the movie and then do Q&A afterwards. So that's something to look forward to.
There's also the Walking After Bruegel, the paintings from Mountain Huts by Oliver Dorel, starting on the 25th of April, going on to the 19th of May, right here at the Muse Gallery, 269.
There is
Portobello
literally
Road.
loads going on at the Muse at the moment, and there's always something to look forward to at the Muse. And if you get onto their website, which I'll give you in a moment, then...
well, then you can get down to the Muse and see some of their stuff. But also, just to mention something at the Portobello Shack on Sunday, because I just passed one of our lovely market traders, Vernon, and he's got Vernon Success Party Night Sundays, where he's going to be playing, or DJs are going to be doing soul, disco, rare grooves, reggae, lovers, rock, and revival classics.
Yeah,
and that's our very own Portobello Shack.
That was the first one last week, I think. And
yeah, 7 till late. I don't remember it from last week, and I was there. So I don't know what happened.
You don't know what happened. I think the guys from, how do you pronounce it? Is it Agate?
Agate.
Agate. Anyway.
Oh, Agat. Agat.
Agat. They're going to be on in a moment after Zap. More bounce to the outs.
More bounce. More bounce. Much more bounce. Much more. I like to bounce. Everywhere you bounce. Much more.
Portobello Radio, we got more bounce to the ounce, as you know, and you know well.
OMG, I don't know about that one, Piers, about bouncing to the ouncing.
All right, we're still waiting for an answer on the Amy Winehouse question, which was, if you remember, which borough is she associated with? Is it A, RBKC? Is it B, Wandsworth? Or is it C, Camden? It's not a
Are we
difficult
allowed to
question.
give any hints?
No hints.
No
I mean,
hints?
That's the easiest question.
I know, it's so
anyone ever
easy,
offered
but
up.
just in case, you know. It just makes me think. But yes, we've got our next guest in
We've
the
got
studio.
our next guest. They're coming to us from the Playground Theatre, where the play Agathe is about to start next Thursday at I don't know what time.
But we'll find out.
We're delighted to have
Perhaps you introduce yourselves.
the director, Mukul Ahmed. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
And also, can we? Yes.
One
I'm
of
sorry,
the
we've got,
one of the main actors.
One of the main actors, Matthew Fauché.
Fauché, yeah.
Yeah, great. I got it at last. I get everyone's names wrong. I'm really sorry. Mukul, perhaps you could tell us a little bit about Agathe. We mentioned the fact that Agathe was president for a day in Rwanda at the height of the awful 1994 events. But
or in the wake of it, we should say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what happened is just we in 2022 we asked for script submission, and that time it actually was selected as a semi-finalist script. It's beautifully written, very dramatic and lyrically written. It's about the lady and her life, that how her courage.
Sorry, if I this is you as Sahaya Vision.
Sahaya Vision and Mukul and Get to Tigers, two companies we just asked for. It's called RAFTA, Rise Against Fanaticism Through Arts. That's the festival, and we had 164 submissions from all over the world. And the Agathe was one of the semi-finalists. And we liked it because they sacrifice courage. And I'd say that role model in Africa, kind of, that part of the world. And for a very short time, she was the president, but her courage and, that led to where Rwanda is. And another reason was that it's always for the wrong reason in the news, for the migration and other stuff. But rarely we talk about that what achievements they have made in Rwanda.
Yes, actually, interestingly, Rwanda is one of the most developed now and progressive, apart from its dodgy politics at the moment with the migrant stuff, countries on the African continent.
Sure.
Yeah,
their health service,
and their health service, their
education.
Exactly, they're actually really doing well.
Yeah.
Now, the submission was made by Angela J. Davis, who's the writer. Tell us, the play's on, it must be, 2 hours, an hour and a half?
Hour and a half, yeah.
What happens during the play? Which part of the story do you concentrate on?
It's mostly focusing into her time as just before she became the president of the country, and the challenges she faced.
So it's a little bit about her background and who she was. And what was her background? Was she
chemistry professor, which is a domain for kind of men, but she was a chemistry professor.
And was had she been sort of, put into a national group as a Tutsi or Hutu, and did that impact on who she was as well, her experiences?
Really, it's just circumstances actually pushed her to the pedestal, basically. She didn't choose it. She didn't, but it's the call of duty. She accepted it and sacrificed her life just for reconciliation. She was a Hutu, but the Tutsis were basically slaughtered. But she wanted to bring both parties together, just reconcile.
So she was a chemistry teacher,
professor,
and she was Hutu, and she actually put herself forward to run the country in the wake of what was happening. Wow.
Even then, she was a champion of female education. That was her basic.
And what sort of age group was she?
I think she was about 45 plus.
Okay, so she was still relatively young as well.
Yeah.
So Matthew, tell us, you obviously don't play Agat.
No, I don't.
What's your part in all
So
this?
I'm playing Agarth's son, Lucas, and the announcer who was a radio DJ on the station RTLM. And they were...
Is that the station that initiated
pushed
a
out
lot
all
of the
propaganda?
violence?
Yes. So Agarth, she was a professor, and she wanted to share power with the Tutsis. Once the president died, his plane got shot down. Not to ruin the whole play, but this is common
Well, we
fact.
know this,
It's common fact.
Don't worry, it's not such a spoiler.
Once the plane got shot down, she was vice president, she became president, and within 18 hours, she was assassinated. And now, if you Google about the whole war, you won't see any mention of her. That's the first female African president. There's not much coverage on it, which is why this play is so powerful, because it's actually focusing on the story about her and her short time as a president of Rwanda before she got assassinated.
And in terms of being her son, what's your kind of role in the play? I mean, is it from the perspective of her having her rising to become the president, or is it more in the aftermath of what's happened to her?
So both. So I'm playing her eldest son, who obviously had a lot of responsibility looking after all the younger kids. So it starts off while she's alive and after her passing away. So you're
so
going
the impact on you and your siblings, basically.
Yeah.
So your character works at the radio station.
I'm playing two characters, yeah. One of them does, yeah.
Right. So one of your characters is a baddie.
Yeah.
And one of them is a goodie.
Yeah.
Ah.
The two sides, yeah.
The nemesis.
Yeah.
What was it like for you learning? I mean, obviously, we all know that there was a genocide there in 1994. You've obviously had to dive deep into it in order to understand your characters, both sides of your character. What was it like for you as a young man from round here to drop yourself in all that?
And also, did you even remember about it because of your age?
Yeah. I'm 27 years old.
So you didn't?
I knew about it,
yeah,
but I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
And I was born in Uganda, actually, which is right next door to Rwanda. But I came here when I was 1. So I don't have any sort of connection back there with my family. But starting to learn about how bad it was is extremely eye-opening, especially when you look at all the Western countries that didn't do much and then years later apologize for it.
Yeah.
It is.
Well, the French, I mean, no one covered themselves in glory, but the French particularly didn't cover themselves in glory during that period. And the extraordinary thing, of course, is that those repercussions still are felt even today in the Congo, because a lot of, if you start a war, if war starts, what happens is you get a whole load of blokes who are used to being violent, who are used to carrying weapons, who are used to intimidating people. And if we've seen it in Ireland, we've seen it in Yugoslavia, we've seen it all over the world. Those blokes end up finding somewhere else where
they're actually being used by the companies to continue to exploit the resources in the Congo and to ensure that obviously the Congolese people themselves are kept in tow. They use them to rape the women, they use them to capture and kidnap young people and turn them into child soldiers. There was actually that wonderful play here that Penny did about Congo.
The Lost Lombi.
Yeah, The Lost Lombi. And so, it continues. The violence continues.
It's good that you said that, because this play is actually written really well in a point where just watching the play, if you don't know anything about it, it mentions how kids age of 9 are walking around with machetes, like people that kids are like actually just innocent kids being turned into child soldiers. So it is a very, very touching play that has enough context where you just watching it, you can actually understand how violent it was and how pretty much how crazy it was.
I mean, what happened to Agat's children in the end? I mean, did they stay in Rwanda? Did they move on?
To Switzerland.
Mm.
Yeah. So the oldest son, the role that I'm playing, he went with them for a UN officer and Mbaye, which unfortunately he passed away. But he played a very, very big role in ensuring the kids
helping
made it
them
out
getting
safely,
out. Yeah. So they basically they were under threat as well because of their mother's role.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mukul, you run Sahaya Visions. Sorry, you don't run.
Mukul and Ghetto Tigers. Yeah.
What's your background then? I mean, you're obviously a theatre director.
Theatre director, yeah. Background, I was born in Bangladesh, then moved here, started theatre, and just directing. And
could you tell us a little bit about the festival that you said that was that the play was submitted to initially?
Yeah, there was a terrorist attack in Bangladesh, 2018, killing lots of kind of foreign visitors. Mm-hmm. So then one guy sacrificed his life to save his friends. So that we took that, okay, let's take this initiative to highlight that how we can, through arts, particularly theater and music, we can tell the stories of, the resistance against fanaticism. So then this company, other company, my friend's company, Raminder Kaur, that we decided let's ask for submissions globally, that how people are thinking that, how it is destroying our lives, societies,
and it's on the rise, of course. The far right is on the rise. I mean,
and then how we can reconcile. And look, I mean, where we are living now, today's world, the Yemen.
Well, there's a genocide going on right now in occupied Palestine as we speak,
it is
and it's being denied. So
we see various places, isn't it? So, or in Ukraine. So this is the time that we need to discuss.
I mean, there's stuff going on in Sudan, which is, obviously the Congo amounts to more or less a genocide, and of course Haiti, what's going on there, the horrors in there. So we are watching these things unveiling it before our very eyes as you actually put on this play about a genocide.
Exactly, and I think that this story needed to be told because we don't talk about this much, and particularly about this courageous woman.
And I was going to say, again, how important is it to make sure that a woman's voice is amplified? Because very often the women are forgotten.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's my favourite thing about the play is the fact that if you did look into the Rwandan genocide, her name is barely touched on. I find that the most important thing about this play is obviously touching base on one of the most important genocides, not important, but the biggest genocide of our generation, the genocide that made America put in more effort in Somalia, and touching base on the female.
So we've mentioned the female voice quite a lot. Tell us who plays Agat?
Her name is Natasha Ben. She's playing the lead character. We did last year, we presented the research and development presentation. She was in the play then, Matthew, you also. And it's a cast of 5 playing 7 characters. So, of course, Matthew is playing 2 double role, and another guy, he's playing 2 characters. And so we are looking forward, for the press night on the 18th.
And how did you come to put the play on at the Playground, which, as you probably know, ladies and gentlemen, is up there on Latimer Road?
Yeah, it's through various contacts, actually. And the guy who was running it then, we finished the same course in Birkbeck College. So we are kind of colleagues. I knew him. Yeah.
Is
Anthony.
that Peter or?
Anthony.
Anthony, of course.
Peter, he is the founder, is that? Yeah. So, and also the writer took a good initiative to kind of exploring. She knew the theatre. And we thought, why not? I mean, just exploring this part of the world. Yeah.
How do you set the theatre up? Because it's a very versatile theatre, isn't it? You can play it in traditional audience stage, you can play it in the round, you can do all sorts of crazy things.
Yeah, but we are keeping it like in that configuration like a gallery. So, we're just keeping that way. Yeah.
And how do we get tickets?
Just contacting the playground and their website, or of course at the door. We'd love to see as many audience possible, because this we need to debate, discuss, and see that where it will take us to next.
Are there any workshops around?
Yeah, there will be in the theatre itself, so we can just send you. We are still working with the theatre that say 2 or 3 workshops with local people, with local kind of youth organizations or others. So that's the theatre's playground will contact them, and we are happy to share the info that what days we are doing workshops, and people are most welcome.
I know the playground do a students' night and unemployed, so that anyone that
you
can find a way.
You can find a way to
Yeah.
get in.
Yeah.
You can find it. Guys, I can't wait till next Thursday when you preview it. Before you go, Matthew, just tell us, you're from around the corner.
Yeah.
What's your story? What's your journey into being in this play?
So yeah, I'm actually around the corner. My journey is, we did an R&D last year, which was, we did a one showing at Queen Mary University. That's when we kind of solidified it, got it perfect, and it's actually quite a good time to put the play on as well, because it was 30 years anniversary on the 7th, I believe, of the genocide.
Yeah.
So I believe it's
7th of April.
7th of April, 7th of April, yeah.
Was that when it started? And obviously it went on and on and on.
Yeah, it's a perfect time.
And what's your background in acting? Are you?
So yeah, I've been acting for a while. Obviously, when I first started acting, not consistently. So doing stuff on the side, and then now as it stands, after Corona, I've been acting more consistently. I've been doing more shows. I've been doing quite a lot of theatre recently, and happy to be back doing a gaff after the R&D at the playground, which is good.
Sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I hope that audience will come and support it.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Garth, it's on at the Playground Theatre, and it starts next Thursday.
So I'm going to play something by a Haitian artist, Moonlight Benjamin. This is Port-au-Prince.
Delma pa ka kembe mwen à l'arrivée Pétionville pa ka kembe mwen à l'arrivée la ville pa ka kembe mwen. Pas jouer maman, t'es pas tout presse charger maman, t'es pas tout presse en transe. L'autre bout pas tout presse prend rouler maman, qu'on pas à frapper, matcha versé, côte Port-au-Prince, côte Port-au-Prince, Port-au-Prince. Petit pied maman, Port-au-Prince pas mêlé maman, Port-au-Prince défiguré maman. Oh, dans des raccoins c'est des mamans, Port-au-Prince mazora maman, Port-au-Prince flop maman. Oh, Port-au-Prince, oh, Port-au-Prince, Port-au-Prince. t'en crash, yon t'en rage, yon t'en batak l'oreille, yon t'en bate, yon t'en zècle, yon t'en zècle, soleil levé pas clair, la ligne virée l'enfer, coup de zècle quoi peut pas derrière, non Port-au-Prince, Port-au-Prince,
Yes, Moonlight Benjamin with Port-au-Prince, celebrating Haiti. We got to do something for Haiti.
Yeah, it's about, someone's got to deal
I'm
with
come convinced that we need to do our voodoo and get back to voodoo, and we need to free Haiti using our spiritual systems. We need to call on our ancestors and call on our divinities. Mama Wati.
I actually have a question about that.
Tarvis, you can't talk to the public unless...
Wasn't Haiti the first to get their independence?
Yes, exactly. Haiti...
But apparently
to win their independence.
To win their independence. But
Yeah,
apparently they used voodoo to get it. So
Yes,
I'm not sure voodoo would help to
Well,
freeze
first of all, it's not called voodoo; it's called voodoo. Voodoo is the Eurocentric way it's been manipulated. It's an African spiritual tradition that's thousands of years old. It predates any of the Abrahamic faiths. We still practice it in Benin, in Togo, in many other parts of that area within West Africa.
What do the religion believe?
Well, voodoo in itself, the meaning is God, spirit. You know, so it's been twisted like by Europeans basically to make it sound negative. Be quiet, Madam Zarvis. I'm talking about voodoo, and basically it just believes in venerating your ancestors. For us, we look at our spirituality. We see it in the wind, in the sun, in the moon, in the stars, in the water, in the mountains. Yeah. And actually they did. Bookman and various other people were known for doing voodoo ceremonies before the revolution against the French took place. And they were successful. But unfortunately, ever since then, Haiti's been punished by European forces, the Americans, the French, the English. And we find it where it is now. Yeah. So there you go.
You really think they were punished?
Yes,
Yeah,
they are, most definitely.
Yeah,
And the
they
Americans
definitely
stole literally millions of dollars of gold from Haiti's coffers. They were threatened with re-enslaving people. They had the ships off the, So yeah, no, they've been punished non-stop. Yeah.
Up until a few years ago, Haiti was still paying France
reparations for our freedom. I mean, this is the ridiculous thing.
That new voice is Frank Guy. Welcome to the show, Frank.
Yes, my brother.
Yes.
Greetings.
How you doing, man?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Now, Frank, I know you. Well, I know you from around the neighbourhood, but
Yeah.
also I know that you run the All Saints Road, the Good Old Days Facebook group, which is, I mean, sadly, it's a way to catch up with people
that
who
dying,
have passed.
people that are lost.
But it also, you celebrate the culture of the
I
front
like the
line.
photographs. That's my favourite bit, actually.
Yeah,
the
we
photographs that are
celebrate
posted, because you look at them and you think, oh, yeah, I remember when it was like that.
We celebrate the community when it was a strong community. And now, obviously, regeneration is splitting the community up. The community spirit is not as strong.
No, and people pass. Some of the elders, some of the powerful elders pass.
Yeah, who do you pass the baton onto?
Yeah.
I think it's also, for me, it's the loss of community spaces, which I find particularly problematic.
That's a big part of it.
Because if you think about, well, I mean, I'm not even from this area. You know, I came here to England. I'm not even from England.
From Australia.
No, I'm not even from England. I came here in the 70s from Trinidad. But my point is, when I moved here and I saw what the community had here in the late 80s, so much of it is gone. And that's really concerning for me.
But Frank, we one of the things you're doing to celebrate the community, and the first reason you're here, though there's loads of other reasons for you to be here, but the first reason is that tonight you're instituting a kind of spoken word
Poetry.
Yeah, poetry.
Poetry at the Shack tonight, 7 till 11. Even if you don't want to read your poems, bring your poems along, somebody else will read it. I know from experience there's so many creatives in this area, and like you said, there's not a space to bring them out. You know?
I mean, big shout out to Rosita for actually making that space available for the community, and particularly for us as Caribbean people as well.
I mean, other spaces, you've got to find the money to invite the people. But with, Rosita at Portobello Shack, she's giving the space free of charge, which is great. What time? 7 to 11.
7 to 11 at the Shack, underneath the Westway.
Robert, are you also a poet, spoken word artist?
I write poems, yeah. So
and will we be hearing?
You'll hear a couple of my poems tonight. But I'm a writer and a producer mainly. I do a bit of acting and a bit of voiceover.
Ah, okay. So you've got a good voice.
Yeah. I won an award for the best children's Caribbean cartoon on BBC.
All right. What was that?
Called Jojo and Gran Gran.
Oh, I know about Jojo and Gran Gran.
Do you?
Yeah, because there was a book about it.
Yeah, there's a book about it.
Yes, of course, Gran Gran. Yes,
and there's a cartoon about it, and I'm one of the voiceovers in it.
Okay, who do you play?
I play Mr. Yellow, the taxi driver.
Okay.
One of the specials.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Talking of your acting career, you're also in a play which is about to do a short run, 12 days by looks of the things, in Shaftesbury Avenue.
Yeah, 14 days in Shaftesbury Avenue, then it goes on tour across the country. It's called Kiss, Mary, Kill. I'm a monster, you can't marry me. Jay and Paul are both serving life sentences for homophobic murders. Incredibly, they fall in love and seek permission to marry, inspired by real-life events. Kiss, Mary, Kill is a provocative new play that reimagines the first same-sex wedding in a UK prison. Take a seat and prepare for the action to take place in front, above, and around you.
And which character do you play?
I play the prison governor who refuses to allow the marriage in the prison.
He's not going to allow two men to get married in a prison.
No, I mean, not in my prison.
No. He's a bit anti-gay, is he?
No, he just thinks it's morally wrong. They're there for killing two gay guys.
That seems like an extraordinary story.
But it's not beyond belief, because there's a lot of gay men, because we live in a very anti-gay, very heteronormative society, don't allow themselves to be who they are, and because of that, they turn inwards with the violence. And you find a lot of this sort of stuff goes on, where gay men are actually beating up and killing and maiming other gay men.
A lot of gay bashing is done by people
gay men, exactly.
who are in some way frustrated by...
Gay panic, can I call it? There's a word for it.
Yeah, and then the idea that then all these men are actually then locked up in a prison together, and, well, it's inevitable, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah. I mean, the governor's he's anti-gay, but the chaplain obviously goes against his morals.
Oh, yeah, because Christian stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, the madness of Christianity, yes.
So it's a great, come and see it. It's a great place.
Sounds really interesting, actually.
Yeah. It's at the old Limelight Club, Stone Nest on Shaftesbury Avenue.
But is it a new play? It's not an old play, is it?
Yes, it's an old place.
It's been done, but no, the play itself, has it been done before? It's new.
Never been done before.
Right, okay.
What theatre? It's the opposite Harry Potter Theatre.
It's what used to be the Limelight Club.
Yeah.
You'll probably remember that from your clubbing days, Madame Zarvis.
Stone Nest, yeah.
You remember Boy George, and the priest having fights outside.
That's it. You remember those days? Good.
Yeah, George.
Madame Zarvis, whatever was going on, Madame Zarvis was there. Don't you worry about
Lots
it.
of people have gone through that space.
This is hysterical.
Yeah.
You know, you were going to be damned if you entered that church dancing to disco.
Madam Zarvis, you need a mic.
Yeah, that's
and Greg's not here today.
It was London's version of Club 54, New York's Club 54, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, but it didn't really quite make the grade.
It didn't quite make the grade.
No elephants or horses.
What?
We need, those English stars.
How do they lay it out actually for theatre, that space? Because I remember when I used to go there clubbing, I always found it slightly unsatisfactory. It was great if you were up in the VIP bar, but the space itself, it didn't quite work as a club, I never thought.
All the furniture's been moved out, so it's just one big empty space now.
Oh, right. So, so do you
there's
stand to watch this? Are there seats for that?
Yeah, seats. There's all seats. There might be some standing in the balconies.
But we're seeing this more and more where you're getting all sorts of spaces that weren't traditionally performance spaces being turned into performance spaces. I mean, Greg was talking about a church. Was it last week or the week before? That now they just move out all the bits in the middle. No, somebody else was talking about this church, and they have poetry and singing or whatever in the middle of the church. So, lots of spaces.
You don't need furniture. You don't need furniture. You just need an empty space. People will come.
But this is a great place for the furniture because it's about a wedding, isn't it? And it's a church space, isn't it? It's about a wedding and it's a church space, so this is a great place. You know what I mean? Any church spaces for this play would be great.
Is there a happy ending, Frank?
Yes.
Depends what you call happy.
Are we allowed to get a spoiler?
I don't want to be a spoiler alert.
Ask him that. That's it. That's it.
But the audience will be happy, so yeah, there's a happy ending.
Okay, good. And I think Madame Zarvis asked how much were the tickets.
Oh yeah, what's the tickets?
£15. You can
at the door.
Online or at the door. You can donate more if you want, but minimum £15. On the 24th, they're filming it, so you can come for free on the 24th. It's at 1 p.m.
Right, great. And that is at Stone Nest, that's the 2 words, .org, if you want to pick up tickets and get hold of anything.
Yeah.
Frank, what's the best thing you've had on the Good Old Days Facebook group recently?
What's the best thing recently?
In the theatre land?
No, we're back in the real land of W11.
Sorry, I just thought I want to see Hills of California by Jez Butterworth immediately.
The fact that we've got a space that we can get for free at the Shack, that's the best thing, because it's all of a sudden you're seeing videos of people gathering and getting together like the old days.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about...
Well, you make sure you take lots of photographs for your page, and then you can update it and say we're reclaiming some of the old... what is it called again, your thing? Your
the
Facebook.
All Saints Road, the good old days.
Yeah, All Saints Road, the good old days.
Yeah, so I think that's a good thing about it, is that we've actually got a space where anybody can, with a great idea, that can get people to get together and create... is great, especially the summer days coming along now.
Oh yeah, things are going to start vibing up, aren't they? And of course, the wonderful vegan market will be back on soon as well. So there's going to be more people over there. So the whole area will have a better vibe.
Yeah. That's what Notting Hill's always about. It's always about
music.
The vibe, isn't it?
Yes, music and vibes.
Yes.
Music and
what's the next track?
There was an article in Evening Standard magazine yesterday about one of the guys from Clash. I don't know if you saw it. And he said, he working on the Portobello as a kid, and all the owners of the store used to go out for drink, and he used to put the prices up twice as high and keep the rest in his pocket. I forgot his name. One of the guy from Clash.
It's either Paul or Meg. It must be Paul.
Was it Wilson?
No, Paul Seaman. I would have thought it would have been.
Oh, there it is. I got it. Which one's that?
Let's have a look. Oh, that's Paul.
Paul.
That is Paul. He went to Oxford Gardens.
Yes, yeah.
And he does a night every Thursday down there at the Royal Exchange.
It made me laugh. He said, I worked on Portobello at 15. The stall owners would go drinking, so I'd double the prices and keep half.
And they were great days drinking in the Warwick. Frank, thank you so much.
No, it's been a pleasure.
I'm just letting you know before you get too carried away with yourself. Yeah. Shall I play a track now?
Yeah.
So this is the latest one by Luciano. So I really wanted to play this. Yeah, this is a version he's done.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again. Visions of the dream.
that was Luciano's most recent track, and it's his cover of Sound of Silence. So whilst, Piers is going to join us in a minute, we've now got in the studio our... Well, I don't know if we call Madame Zarvis a guest, because you're part of the furniture, really, aren't you, Madame Zarvis? So, yes.
Is my mic on?
Yes, it is.
Oh my God.
We can hear you.
Greg's
oh my
not
God!
Here today, so
yes.
Faye's not going to turn me down.
Well, we're going to turn you down because you're shouting.
Well, the thing
How are you doing?
What is this? What is this? Is that happening here?
That is happening. What Madame Zarvis has just picked.
I've never been to Ibiza.
No, I have to admit, I have no interest in
We
going to
haven't got
Ibiza.
time for that. We've already talked about this. This is part of the Portobello Film Festival. It's on next Thursday, and it is Julian Temple's film of Ibiza that he made with Fatboy Slim.
Yes,
So see
but
you next Thursday.
yes, tell us what you're going to be talking about, Madam Z,
need to
because the
hurry.
spring is well and truly here.
Prose about the New York. I'm going international. I have a friend that writes poetry. Sent me something, and I've decided it's so good I'm going to read it.
Today.
It was about it's about the earthquake in New York. People were shocked.
And when was the earthquake in New York?
Last week.
There was an earthquake in New York.
5th, yeah, earthquake. And New York is never supposed to have earthquakes because it sits on rocks, right? So
Is that
this
New
is
York
by
City or
Jacob
New
Ross.
York?
Yeah, whereabouts? Upstate, downstate?
He's in no, all over New York. He lives in Brooklyn.
Oh, MG in Brooklyn too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, just like who's that fabulous writer? You Can't Go Home Again. Oh, Thomas Wolfe, the best writer in the world, American writer. Not the one that wrote Acid House stuff, but he wrote You Can't Go Home Again. It's a fabulous novel, but hundreds of books.
Anyway, can we stick to the point?
Nature. Jacob Ross. Nature stole my virginity today. I woke up to an earthquake. Wowza. What a start. Coffee doesn't hit quite the same after. Aftershock.
Wow.
It's rather cute, isn't it?
Yes, can we have your
Short
mic
and
up here?
cute. Huh?
Yes. It is. It's to the point.
Yeah, but it's very sweet. I thought it was a rather sweet.
Yeah, it's quite shocking as well that we actually had an earthquake in New York.
I
But
know. That is really telling, isn't it? Those buildings, I don't think, are earthquake-proof.
No, and so, I mean, what does that mean for the natural world? Because obviously we have you in because you talk about herbs and you talk about,
Oh my
what does that
God,
mean?
we are in not only the herbs, but we are in we had the eclipse in America. Okay, it's going to be very quick. And we have a conjunction between Jupiter and Uranus that is affecting everybody and everything.
In what ways?
Well, Jupiter is the malefic, which it gives joy and stability and money and love and stable. And we've got Uranus, which is really crazy because one day you wake up poor, next day you could be rich. It's the flip side of life. You could be in love today, and it's divorce tomorrow.
So it's a kind of schizophrenic.
Well, no, not quite. No, it's not bipolar. It's totally in control. So, Jupiter it's balancing this Uranus influence because if it was another planet, it would be crazy. The world would be crazy, right? So now it's sitting in the 8th house, but everybody has this. Mine is in the 7th house at the moment of partnerships. I'm on my own today, and I could be married tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure I fully understand where this conversation's
Do you have to
going.
remember that
conjunction is
I live
the
in the
most
real
powerful
world, everyone.
movement.
IRL.
No, Piers is just one of those people who just doesn't get it.
Well, I just have to say that's everyone's been a bit iffy-uffy, and it's very difficult. So it's breakdown or breakthrough, and those are the 2 key words of the moment.
I mean, basically, Piers, human beings are affected by the planets.
Like
Because the planets-
tides,
yeah, they
tides.
affect they affect the Earth, they affect the elements of the Earth, and they affect us, and we are a large percentage of water and other elements, and so we are affected by planetary movements, and that is what Madam Z
Yeah,
is
but
breaking
I
down.
mean, I really think at the moment, and I had a whole page of to explain to you why ginseng is such a good adaptogen, but it's left me today completely. I'm totally brainless. So next week I'll bring that program in for you. But I suggest you just go out and buy as much green ginseng and drink tea or take it like Piers does up the nose, or lick it off your hand.
Salvas, what do you
It's a
think about
stabilizing
ashwagandha?
adaptogen. Takes the stress off everything.
What do you think about ashwagandha?
That's okay.
It's
That's
nice.
An adaptogen.
I take it every morning in coffee.
Yeah.
And I take Madame Z's amazing ginseng too. That's why I'm so chilled out.
Yeah.
And I just get through life.
It's okay, but everything has to be associated to something else, and you have to have. Usually, you're given a diagnosis, and they give you a specific one that suits you, your temperament. It's not just about giving you. But I throw ginseng in it because it's such an egalitarian. Most people can take it who aren't. They say you can't if you have heart problems or, but it's pretty even if you just, take a little bit or a tea. Yeah.
Okay, and so what would you suggest?
So next week you get the ins and out of Korean ginseng.
Okay, so you're telling us at the moment it's adaptogens, it's ginseng, and anything else that we should be taking?
The Korean ginseng.
To combat all the planetary interference.
Yes, I mean, the great protectorate, of course, which I love, is I'm back to Melissa, always. And red clover, which is cleansing. So if you're really suffering from breakdown guilt or whatever you've got, not only is red clover cleansing, it elevates the estrogens and it opens up the veins in the body like hawthorn. So it's a very good tea to drink for a week. I prefer Melissa always, and the other one as a as a therapeutic drink. But you have an elevation psychically with Melissa, which works very well.
Well, thank you, Madam Z.
I've got one more question for you.
Oh, your snake oil. I haven't brought it yet.
No,
next
I'm
week.
Oh, God, yeah, we're back to the snake oil, aren't we?
No, but as many of you out there know, we are preparing a whole new series which will be coming out on Thursday night. So we're going to talk about our first Thursday night show in a minute. But one of the shows was about community gardening. And I know you live down there in Chelsea Green. And Lisa Wilkinson, who is the community gardener at the Royal Borough, she and I actually suddenly realised we've known each other since we were 17. But that's another story for another day. Tell us about the community garden in Chelsea Green.
Oh, you mean with the new fountain?
I've got no idea.
Oh yeah,
Is there not somewhere for you to grow vegetables down there?
No, there's nowhere to grow vegetables, unfortunately. And the garden inside that giant estate is where everybody used to go for their breaks, and sit down. And
You mean the Suttons, the one that was nearly knocked down, and Andrew Marshall and Ian Henderson saved it.
Yeah, fences, and now it's just has giant wooden slats to keep people and dogs out, as far as I'm concerned. I mean,
Well, we want to keep the dogs out. They're disgusting, but maybe
Keep
not
the people in and the dogs out. That's what I say.
Well, I don't know, but all the everybody, all the working people go in there with their homemade lunches and stuff, which I think is great. That they should be using all parks. Chelsea Green has a beautiful fountain when it's on, and there was a Chinese girl, actually woman, who was cleaning it every day, and she's left. I don't know where she's gone, but they don't like. So both are controlled by Kensington and Chelsea. So they just pruned blossom trees yesterday. All of them pruned them in full blossom. So, which is a shame.
Is that a good thing to do? Surely not.
I thought it killed the tree. I thought you had to wait for it to blossom and wait.
I mean,
exactly,
to the point,
yeah,
I literally don't believe it.
Yeah,
sure
3.
It was the council, not some random...
The council, no, because they've handed the park, I heard from over to the council because they didn't feel that they were doing a good job or something, babysitting them. Wow. And so it no longer belongs to the people there. And in Chelsea Green, it's a lovely park and people do sit in it, but they didn't put Chelsea Green, it has low and no fencing, so there's lots of dogs and, it's okay, but hasn't been able to come up because of the wet. That's the first thing. But none of the benches are opposite each other. You got to sit sideways to talk to anybody. You
A lot
know,
of
it's
people
that
like that.
modern, architect's idea that you should be facing outward at the shops with nobody to speak to. So it's not comfortable like the old benches opposite each other that were dedicated by people who had been for years, their lifetime, sitting in the middle of Chelsea Green. And you know that those houses own a piece of Chelsea Green along Elliston Street, because the woman who was the mad, wonderful, the concert pianist, and she owned birds, right? And nobody liked her because the birds were messy, right? So they were always after her. But the point is, she wanted to give strawberry shortcake, and serve people tea in the green because it belongs to the public. And each of those houses own a piece of that green. If they clamored together, they could be serving strawberry shortcakes and tea, like in the old days, and have a May Day festival in the middle. But
They need a radio station down there that could fight for people's rights.
why can't we just go down there for one session and just have fun?
Chelsea, that's where I came from.
Well,
He doesn't want to go back.
it's very tough to find people smiling down there, I can tell you.
Madam Zarvis, thank you so much. We've got Mark Jackson, who's about to do week
Some
2
poetry.
of his poetry about Portobello in a northern accent. This is the song I wanted to play for Frank.
Gotta get away, gotta go, See, there's a man that lives next door in my neighborhood, he gets me down.
That, of course, is Dennis Brown and Man Next Door. You're listening to the Portobello Radio Show, coming live and direct from the Muse Gallery. Greg Weir is not here to keep us in check, and it is properly out of control today.
Yes,
but luckily
it's all going a bit mad.
we got
Where is
Faye on the
Gregsy?
controls. He's actually south of the river at a funeral. We shouldn't mock him. Ladies and gentlemen, the highlight of April is our very own people's poet, Mark Jackson. He's in the Muse.
Are we on? Yep.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
you
heard
are.
Portobello, Alive, Alive-O last week. What are we going to get this week, Mark?
Today I'm just going to do a poem about Carnival. It's about coming down from Manchester, coming to Ladbroke Grove, and then going back home and telling everybody what it's like to be a Notting Hill Carnival.
Fantastic.
Okay, here we go. Party town is one big trip. The days are hot, the nights are hip. It's one big bash, good vibes are cash. Everybody makes a splash. Life is up, never down when you live in Party Town. One mother of a crunch for the happy bunch. Out to party, out to lunch. Get your kicks on a vinyl fix. Every day's an extended mix. Get on up, get on down. Shake it round in Party Town. Make some noise in Party Town. Noise enjoys the party sound. Pump up the volume, make it loud. Everybody break it down. Turn your world upside down. Live it up in Party Town. See the world in disarray. Everybody's out to play. You can rave your life away every second of every day, where the DJ wears the crown. Yo, check it out. Party Town. Thank you very much.
Whoa, that was amazing, Mark.
Yes, we love your poetry, Mark.
Thank
Always,
you, thank you.
always.
Mark, that
A
was
big fan.
written a while back.
Oh,
Are we-
90s,
Yeah,
I
is it
think.
still Party Town round here?
Yeah, it was written. Yeah, I wrote that about 1996 or something like that.
But no, he's got one coming.
Yeah, just one a week at the moment. I've only got 4 points.
We're only allowed one a week.
Yeah, I've only got 4.
Thank you so much,
No problem.
Mark. That is a beautiful tune. And remember, shop local. If you don't use it, you're going to lose it. We've got the market. It's packed today because it's a sunny day. You should be down here buying your fruit, buying
In
your
Party
vegetables,
Town.
buying everything, buying songs by Loretta Haywood. Here is Bonga with Moi di Kimé.
Gandala mie kungitomba mie onso fwa we topia ya bulukia we mama gandala mie kungitomba mie ondo fwa we topia ya bulukia we mama menga kukanja gatobakana ingi kwatango ngondo beka mumanye menga kukanja gatobakana ingi kwatango ngondo beka mumanye galani mona mie mwene wala ni mone gandala mitopi ya mukonda ngala mini mivuje galani mona mie mwene wala ni mone gandala mitopi ya mukonda ngala mini mivuje welelelele welelelele welele ah welelelele 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 welele ah welelelele gandala mie kungitomba mie onzo fo we topia ya bulukia we mama gandala mie kungitomba mie onzo fo we topia ya bulukia we mama menga kukanja gatobakana kingi monango todo que no ni manyenwe menga kukanja gatobakana kingi kwatango ngondo beka manyenwe galani mona mie mwene wala ni mone gandala mitopi ya mukonda ngala mini mivuje galani mona mie mwene wala ni mone gandala mitopi ya mukonda ngala mini mivuje welelelele welelelele welele ah welelelele la welelelele welelelele welele ah welelelele ja 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 ah welelelele ja uka ja ah la Wata ah la gandala mie kungitomba mie ondo fwa weto pia ya pulukia we mama. Gandala mie kungitomba mie. Ondo fo weto pia ya pulukia we mama. Menga kukanya, gato bakana. Ingi kwatango, ngondo beka manyenwe. Menga kukanya, gato bakana. Ingi kwatango, ngondo beka manyenwe. Ngala ni mona mie, mwene wala ni mone. Kandala mitopia mukonda ngala mini mibunde. Ngala ni mona mie, mwene wala ni moneze. Kandala mitopia mukonda ngala mini mibunde. Welelelele, welelelele, welele. La 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 la. Oh la 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 la, welelelele, welele la. Oh la 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 la.
Yeah, that is Bonga with Moi de Keme. Bonga, as you may or may not know, was an Angolan folk and singer-songwriter who became the voice of the opposition in 1972 when the MPLA and that whole activity.
Viva! Luta continua.
Yeah. Now
all of that.
We're about to do our Wagwan, or what's going on, for those of you of a European disposition, and we are delighted to have a lady here who's got two things Guan in a minute. Loretta Haywood.
Oh, I was going to hope you weren't going to say my name, see if people guess from my sultry tones.
Yeah, Piers
Hello,
loves to give the game away.
Loretta, you're fresh from the release of your most recent record.
Satamasagana.
Yeah, and we've had lots of chats about it. We actually played it 2 weeks running, and then this afternoon, we started with the Abyssinians version because Greg won a prize, not a very big one, for identifying the original makers of Satamasagana.
Ghana.
That was an easy question, though.
I know, it was a very easy question. I didn't even know there was a prize going. I could have won that easily.
That's a very easy
I know.
question.
And remember, ladies and gentlemen, there's still time to answer the Amy Winehouse question to win two.
Yeah, this is a really easy question. Do you want to repeat it, Piers, just in case? Because we haven't had anyone win it. I'm
in
surprised.
order to win two premium packages to the Gate Cinema over the weekend for Back to Black, the Amy Winehouse movie, you have to answer the question, which borough is she associated with? Is it A, RBKC? Is it B, Wandsworth? Or is it C, the borough of Camden? Don't give them the answer, Loretta.
Why can't I win it?
Well, you possibly
could. You can ring in really quickly, Loretta.
Hi.
Is that Loretta Haywood on the phone calling in for the competition?
Oh, hi. I just heard there was a competition. I think I know the answer.
What is the answer, Loretta?
No.
Is it A, RBKC? Is
it
B,
B, Wandsworth? Or
is
perhaps
it C,
Camden?
Camden Town is burning down.
You've won 2 tickets.
Yay!
2 premium packages at the Gate
Does
Cinema.
it have to be used this weekend?
No, you can use it when you like.
Oh, wow, amazing. There's brains. I'll take brains with me.
Hey, take brains.
The most dapper rasta on board.
Thank you, Beatrice, down there
KJ.
at the Gate Cinema. The names are
remind me
probably
about KJ, yes.
Loretta and Brains, but she may change her date because you know how fickle she is. Loretta, it's not why we're here. We're here because you've got 2 events coming up, and that's going to lead our Wagwan section.
So we've got Paradise. They are promoting their restaurant downstairs. The food's amazing. The room's amazing.
It's a lovely room. I mean,
oh, it's beautiful. They've done it up. It's lovely.
It's a funny place like the Paradise because they've had a kitchen. They've been going for a long, long time, and sometimes food's great and sometimes it's terrible. But as you just said, the food's back on form.
We did a supper club a month ago. Oh my God, it was amazing food. I was singing, watching, thinking I wish I was eating.
Yeah.
Not singing.
The Paradise up in Chamberlain Road.
Yeah, really
it's
good
actually
food.
Kilburn Lane, actually,
Kilburn
technically.
Lane, very
but
reasonable. So this time it's $35 for the set meal or the a la carte menu. And I'm with you, my guitarist, so we'll be doing some kind of, acoustic.
nice slow songs.
Huh?
Nice slow songs.
Slow, of course.
Don't
Everything's
wanna
slower
mess
than
with people.
slow.
Don't want to mess with people's digestion.
Slower than slow.
And that's Wednesday
That's
17th.
Wednesday the 17th.
What about
Then
Wednesday the 24th?
that will be the launch of Sata Masagana with the remixes, which are with Hammy and then Mike Bennett, who's leading the Blockheads at the moment. And I'll be doing my version, but I also will be showcasing for the first time for everybody's ears a new song written with KJ, which no one's heard.
Right.
Totally brand new. We'll be doing it live. And it's a really good song.
Fantastic. And is that free at the bar?
It's
Love?
all free. Yeah, always it's free. Well, for now. I might change that soon. But it's a melodica blues party. And yes, I'm going to be filming for Boy Blues, the next single. I would love a crowd to come and dance whilst we do the playback before the first set and just have like a party. And I'm looking for a very good-looking young boy as well to play the part.
How old?
In the video?
Between 20 and 25. All he has to do is talk to a pretty girl who's got the boy blues because her boyfriend's chatting up someone else.
Okay, I'm
So
sure there's
this
lots
boy-
of handsome
I
young
just
men
need
around
a
that age
handsome
around,
young
yeah?
man for about 10 minutes on Wednesday, and then I need lots of handsome and beautiful people to come and dance for the video. that
Oh,
Steve
we've got one in
Graham's
the
gonna
corner
do.
over there, actually.
Where?
Oh, Khaled's in the
There's a
house.
handsome young man. Let me have a look at you,
It's
handsome
my
young
turn.
man.
It's my turn to win a
He's
competition.
too old.
It's my
He's
turn.
too
It's
old.
my turn.
Madam
to win a
Jarvis wants to win a competition. She
I
feels-
want to win a competition.
No, we're not. You're not allowed to win competitions, Madam Z. Sorry.
And don't forget the Bar Love next door.
On the 18th as well, there's a big Jeff.
Yeah,
Moore
Bar
thing.
Love is always worth a look. The old Mau Mau Bar. Tonight in there is DJ Johnny. DJ Johnny's been on this show. He plays really multi-format, open format, multi-genre. And he is having his birthday party and also his wife's birthday party. And I just went in there a minute ago. There's balloons and everything. Tomorrow night at Bar Love is Chris Sullivan playing with DJ Louise from Subculture.
That'd be nice.
So that'll be quite housey house.
It's a good little bar, isn't it?
Next week on Wednesday is not you
me.
because you'll be up at the Paradise. But on Thursday is Jeff Coe's. Jeffrey Moe's.
Jeff Moe's, Tommy Kennedy's
party
night of
because
remembrance.
Jeff, who, if you remember Jeff, he was the guy with the bandana and the
glasses,
the camera, who used to take pictures everywhere. And you were invited to come down in sunglasses and a bandana and celebrate Jeff's life. And then the following week,
Wednesday 24th, we're going to start early because I have to start early these days and finish early and work the next day. But we'll be doing the Melodica Blues, showcasing the new song with KJ, having a party, and filming early a party scene. I'd love all my friends to be part of that video.
That's fantastic.
And the handsome young man that we've yet to find.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure you'll find him.
I hope so.
Thank you so much. We've got a couple of minutes left. We're going to play this tune. About 2 weeks ago, Steve Harley died from Cockney Rebel, who made one of the greatest songs of all time. I particularly remember myself playing this on the pink boat that Extinction Rebellion put in the middle of Oxford Circus. And everyone else was playing hardcore. I just thought, I'm going to play a sing-along set, and it was absolutely fantastic.
You've done it all. You've broken every code. Pulled the rebel to the floor. You spoke the game, no matter what you say. But only metal, what a ball. Blue eyes. How can you tell so many lies? Come up to see me, make me smile. I'll do what you want, running wild. There's nothing left, all gone and run away. Maybe you'll tarry for a while.
no more. You've taken everything from my belief in Mother Earth. Can you ignore my faith in everything? 'Cause I know what faith is and what it's worth. Away, away, and don't say maybe you'll try to come up and see me, to make me smile. I'll do what you want, just running wild. Come up and see me, make me smile. I'll do what you want, running wild.
Yeah, apologies to anyone who's listening live. We may have lost the stream a couple of times today. It's not really our fault, but we'd like to blame British Telecom. We're about to end the show. We've just got time to whack through what's going on this weekend. We were really delighted last night, Thursday. We had the first episode of Henry's Lucky Seven, and our very first guest was Jeremy Corbyn. You can listen to that again at midday on Sunday, and Jeremy picks 7 songs to fit 7 themes that Henry Scott Irvine gave him. It's a great show. It's a side of Jeremy Corbyn you'll never have heard before. Tune in. This show, as you know, gets replayed Saturday at midday, and then we go into Saturday sessions, starting with 2 o'clock. Mick Robinson, the patron at the White Bear down there in Farringdon, Monty Platters. He plays kind of indie pop, indie grunge, old school soul, old school reggae. Followed at 3 by Charlie Forbes' Medicine Show. That is the Blues Infused show. That's into its 102nd episode. DJ Katz from Archway. She plays Baile de Funk de Baile, which is the Brazilian, hardcore Brazilian music. 5 o'clock, we got Liam Tuke, the original soul boy. 6 o'clock, DJ Minna, the star who rose from Portobello Radio. 7 o'clock, Jez Harkin, coming in from New York, the brilliant show. 8 o'clock, Chris Sullivan, and he's One Nation Under the Groove on Sunday morning. This show gets repeated at 10. Midday, Jeremy Corbyn on Henry's Lucky 7, followed by Pan Diva interviewing Julian Temple. And we're putting it out on Sunday, of course, because the Ibiza, the silent movie, is on right here at the Muse next Thursday, the 18th. Then we're on to Sunday Rewind. All the same DJs at the same time, another opportunity. There will, of course, at 7 o'clock be 15 minutes dedicated to Grenfell and remembering the people we lost. It'll start with 72 seconds of silence, and then there will be a compilation by Greg of various pieces we've recorded over the last 7 years, ladies and gentlemen. 7 years of memories, tributes, honouring those who died and the community who rallied round when everything went tits up.
And of course, what's really important, tomorrow, the 13th of April, the London March for Palestine, Stop Arming the Genocidal Lunatics in Israel, so-called, is happening at 12 noon, and it's a march to Parliament Square. I believe that they are rallying by High Park, but I just make sure you check that out. I can't find the information. So yes, we continue to march against the genocide in occupied Palestine. So show up, show your face, show support, stop arming the Zionist lunatics.
And next week, look out for the next episode of Bright Side of the Road, live from the Irish Cultural Centre. And finally, if you fancy a bet on the Grand National tomorrow, which obviously we all do. I'm on Kitty's Light and Chambord. Best of luck to everyone. Thank you for listening. Thank you to the Muse for having us. Thank you to Faye for stepping in for Greg.
Yes, thank you, Faye, for
Thank
being
you
our
to
Gregsy.
all our guests. Are you going to play us out?
Yes, I am. I'm going to play Changes, because there's so many changes happening, by Joy Alodukon.
I hate change, but I come of age. Think I'm finally finding my way. Dance with chaos every occasion. Looks me up every day. Even when I'm tired and low, there is gold in this river that is carrying me home. Newspaper says the world's on fire. People yelling and the water's rising. It's easy to feel kinda anxious. Yeah, we thought it was the end of time, but we're still holding on and we're still trying. Life's always been a little dangerous, but I don't wanna stay the same, so I'm trying to keep up with the changes. I'm trying to keep up with the changes. Was a baby during the LA riots. I've seen cities burn again. Cried for the innocent 1,000 times, and people still don't understand what it's like to hope again and again, knowing that heart is gonna be there till the end. Newspaper says the world's